guys whenever I post my AT-AT vlog. Boys, it's time. It's AT-AT day, baby. We're finally reviewing the set. Called the Lego store, they got one in, put it on hold. We're all ready, we're locked in. I just need to get there. And if you don't know why it's coming out so late, go watch my Pennsylvania Part 1 vlog. It explains it in a very interesting way. I thought it would be a nice spin to that vlog. So yes, let's go to the mall and get the set I've been dying for. Boys, this was the hardest thing to carry I have ever carried, essentially. Holy Lord. I went from the mall, I'm at a bus stop right now. This is what I'm dealing with. What is this? I look like I just killed somebody and I'm lugging their body around. What the? I look insane right now. Like, I'm looking out for a bus because if I miss my bus, I'm gonna be so pissed. Yeah, I'm just looking for a bus right now. My God. Yeah, I look insane because it's raining right now. So yeah, I'll catch you later when I get home. Holy God. Boys, I made it home. Oh my God. Whoa, I almost dropped the camera. This was the most intense box I've ever carried in my life. So, note to anyone buying this, make sure you're strong and make sure you have a good amount of distance between you and your house if you're getting this thing, because I just walked up 2 hills because I need a bus to get from here and back. So, but yeah, everyone on the bus was pretty interested in it. Everyone's like looking at me like nodded. It was pretty fun. So yeah, let's get into the review of this bad boy. Boys, I'm just looking at this box right now, and I'm just in awe on how big it is, and that's actually right in front of me right now. This is set 75313 UCS AT-AT Walker, retailing for $850, released in 2021 alongside the UCS gunship back there, and it is rated for 18 and up with 6,785 pieces, as well as 9 minifigs, 2 of which being exclusive with the Snowtrooper Commander and General Veers. So, holy crap, this thing is amazingly big. The box just really is insane. It's so big that I need 2 tables for it to be on right now. There's one side of the AT-AT, and actually it's called TBTT. And let me show you the other side. It says Lego Star Wars with the front of the AT-AT. Let me show you the back side of it real quick. And here is the back side with a bunch of the features of the AT-AT, including its dimensions right there. Everything is right here, including some lifestyle images on the bottom and images of the full interior that it possesses. Let's get into the minifigures of the set. Okay, boys, here's all the figures as well as the side builds minus the plaque. For figures, you get Luke Skywalker, 2 AT-AT pilots, exclusive General Veers with dual motor legs, an exclusive Snowtrooper Commander, as well as 4 Snowtroopers. Here's a better look of the 2 exclusive figures in the set. The Snowtrooper Commander does have a little insignia right there denoting him compared to the other Snowtroopers. I think there's a couple extra printing differences than the regular Snowtroopers. Otherwise, he's basically the same. And Luke Skywalker and General Veers both get double faces. Now here's everyone else with their helmets off, minus General Veers and Luke Skywalker, of course. Now, shockingly, there is no face used twice. There is only unique faces, which I think is pretty cool. And finally, here's everyone's back prints. Also, by the way, Luke Skywalker does have this little grappling hook. We'll show you what this does in a minute. Now you do get 3 extra side builds to go with the figures, 2 speeders, as well as an E-Web blaster. Now the E-Web blaster here is pretty good. It's the same one from the 2020 AT-AT. And it's basically perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why they just reused the same model. And I do like how they use guns for the feet. It's just like a gun made out of guns, so I think that's pretty cool. The only thing I guess you could say about it is that it doesn't come with a power pack that you can like hook up to it, but give and take. Now the two speeders, this is where the good stuff comes in. I really like this new design they made. I don't know why they didn't use the 2020 design, but honestly this looks far better because I think it's more accurate anyway. The only thing I guess you could say is that these do come off a little easy when you try to put snow troopers on, which by the way, let's show you how that's done. So here's what it looks like. I think it looks really well. Actually, the legs are a little high, but otherwise it looks really fine. I like how he has a bit of an angle instead of just being flat. And also these are like out, so I guess you can like angle these parts in, so I guess it's a little more accurate. He has a control panel right here, and overall I think it looks really well. It took me about 20 seconds to put him in, and this did break off, so I guess that's something to be aware about, but otherwise it looks pretty good. The same snow speeder is actually in the now retired Snow Trooper Battle Pack. And finally, the last thing that isn't an AT-AT in the set is the plaque. It has the full name of an AT-AT. If you didn't know what it stands for, it's All-Terrain Armored Transport. And it has all of the details from manufacturer to capacity that the AT-AT in-universe has. And practically, it is minifig scale because it can hold 1 pilot, 1 gunner, 1 commander, 2 deck officers, 40 troops, 4 speeder bikes, and 1 metric ton of cargo. Now, be a little steady on the cargo, but otherwise it's practically minifig scale. Also on the back, you do get the screwdriver, which is the only thing that you cannot lose in the set. If you lose this, you're screwed, because literally at this point. So this screwdriver is used to move the legs. This is why you cannot lose this. But I'll show you how that works in just a second. But I also like how this like whole area back here, it like prevents the stand from falling. It literally stands. So I'm sorry, I'll stop with the puns. But anyways, let's get on to the AT-AT itself. Boys, here it is. The set everyone has been waiting for. The legendary UCS AT-AT Walker. The size of this set is insane. For a comparison, here's Luke Skywalker, and yeah, just a second to none Lego set. Like, it's so big, you get 4 separate instruction manuals, each one building a separate part of the set. Also, at the beginning of each and every one of these little instruction manuals, you get a little text blurb about the set or the development of the set, or even just the AT-AT in general. Now, the building experience of this bad boy was really good, but also repetitive. So if you don't like repetitive builds, this one might be for you. But the way I personally did it is when I looked at the legs, what I did was I started a page and I did the whole page, and then I did that 4 times, and then next page 4 times, next page, and vice versa. So that's the way I did it without going insane. You guys might have it a different way, but that's the way I personally did it. Anyway, let's get on to the review. So starting at the feet, they are really big. They are like the size of coasters. If you look at my little Dunkin' cup over there, that's probably how big the size of it is. Just fact checking myself, and yeah, they are essentially the same size. So if anything, this is actually bigger. Anyways, back on track, the feet actually have tires on the inside, or on the bottom rather, so that like it can't slide around, which is actually really good because you don't want this bad boy falling. And now as we move up the leg, we have a joint right here, which I'll show you in a minute. We have more detailing for the armor. We have some gears right here and up here, which I'll again show you in a minute. And then we have awesome detailing. It actually has some depth to it, which is actually really nice. All 4 legs are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side I show you. Now on the inside, we get these, which are pretty good. They're pretty accurate. I like how they're on ball joints, and the way they're built is actually pretty clever. Now you may have noticed one thing. Why do the legs have holes right here? Actually, they have both holes on all sides. Actually, they have 2. These are to move the legs. Let's show you how it's done. Now, there had to be a necessary compromise, or like necessary evil rather, to make these legs work, because again, up here, the body, extremely heavy, and there's only so much you can do with Lego bricks, which is why this set took so long to produce. So they have come up with the most ingenious technique that you're gonna do is you're gonna take the stand, turn around, ignore the stand, take the screwdriver that I showed you earlier, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna place it. I'm gonna show you a better shot here, and you're just gonna twist. Now, you might want to be careful on how you do this. There are certain ways that it can really screw up your model, where if it's too far, a lot of the armor pieces will fall off. Anyways, with all that aside, I think the way they designed the legs was really smart, and it still gives you the design to pose the AT-AT instead of having like just permanently straight or permanently in a fixed position on like a base, like a Hoff base or something. Another thing I would say is that I would be a little careful because the set is pretty wobbly, so just be a little careful of that, but otherwise it's going to be perfectly fine. Now moving on up, we have some great detailing here, and we also have by far the most annoying thing on this build. Right here, these little pieces fall off extremely easily. Now in normal use, this isn't gonna fall off because it's just gonna stay there and look good. However, if you do wanna move the legs, I do tend to hit this piece a lot, so yeah. Now this area looks pretty good. It's actually attached to the armor piece, which we'll show you in a minute, and it looks really good. Now finally, looking at the underside of the AT-AT, it is just spectacular how well they have got the detailing under here on a place that you wouldn't really expect them to go too in-depth on. Now, something else is that you can take your Luke Skywalker here and place him with the grappling hook. Now you can have Luke Skywalker cut open the AT-AT. Now as we move up to the armor of the AT-AT, or the body rather, we have some great detailing, great depth. We have a ladder here. This is actually a door. I'll show you what this does in just a moment, but it looks amazing. And it is similar on both sides. Here's the top of the AT-AT. It looks great. We have some good depth right here. And finally, here is the back. It looks really good. Now moving on up to the head, we have some good detail here. We have a nice looking neck, which is the only part of the set that doesn't have an interior because of a necessary feature that we're gonna show in a minute. We have some good greebling here, some great detailing for the face. Going down the front of the AT-AT, we have some nice looks. Like, that is a freaking good shot. We have the correct red, which is not on every AT-AT. The only one I think that got it right was the microfighter, unironically. And down here we have some inverted guns, which seems like a hard building technique, but it's actually not. Same thing with this right here. It's actually really simple. And before I get to the inside, here is what it looks like. Actually, you can kind of see how it's built right there. This is the underside of the face. You can actually see me right here. Now, one of the absolute highlights of this AT-AT is that you can open up to see the interior of the head and body. Let's get to the interior of the head. Now, to get into the head, it's actually really simple. First thing you can do is take off this faceplate right here, like that. And then you can do it on both sides. I'm just gonna jump cut right here. Now that we got both sides off, all we gotta do now is just lift this right here, but we're just gonna take this whole thing off so it's much easier to get in. And there you go, we got a full access interior. Now, just looking at this interior, it's crazy how much they could get into this head without it just falling apart constantly. It's crazy how LEGO has improved. You have the area for your two AT-AT pilots, as well as General Veers and the Snowtrooper Commander. Also, for reference, this is what they're all looking at, a Hoth shield generator with the correct 4 shield generators. Also, this is what the walker looks like when you're supposed to have the faceplates off, but I just took this off for easier access. Now, before I get to the interior, I want to show you what this door does. All you gotta do is pull right here on this clip and then go up. It is super simple, and it will hold itself, essentially. It will hold itself, and you can see in there you have Snowtrooper as well as the E-Web turret. However, that's just small potatoes. Let's get to the real meat of this AT-AT. If you got that reference, extra points. But anyways, to get inside, what I do is take this panel off, and then take this top panel off, and then I'm going to lift this like its wings, and then up and out. And you have full access to the interior. I'll just take this one on my own. Once again, just like the exterior, the interior is basically the same on both sides. So let me just show you this side. It looks great. You have all 40 seats. That's accurate to the in-universe model. We have some room for your snowtroopers, as well as more room for snowtroopers, and also your E-Web turret. We have a ladder that you can actually put a snowtrooper on. And if you wanted proof, I did it myself. It took me like 5 minutes. Now looking on this side, we have the speeder bike bay and the little engines. And there can be 4 speeders that can be held inside the AT-AT. There's 2 more spots on the other side. And there's actually a pretty cool little Easter egg in here. Here's a better shot of the engines, and inside of the engines, I'll show you right now, there's actually octane colored pieces in there. So octane fuels this guy. Now here's some of the hooks that holds the plates in place. And also here's a better look at the top. We have some good detailing. Now up here is where things get more interesting. Right here is a little hook that moves the head of the AT-AT. It almost feels like a reference to the OG Kenner model. And here is what it looks like when you want it to be displayed as a cross section of an AT-AT. It looks freaking sick. Now finally, how do you pick this bad boy up? Well, don't hold it by the legs, and don't hold it like here, and don't just hold it by the head, obviously. The best way to do it is, I'll show you some footage right now. You want to put your finger where the circular pieces and where these grill pieces are, and then pick up by the head, and then just lift it up. Or you can also pick it up like this. This looks pretty good as well. But you always want to have your fingers on this center point. $850. The one thing from Glory. Should you buy this set in 2024 for $850? Another thing you have to consider is spacing. Do you have space for this bad boy? The thing is that this is actually a really good model to display other than like the Falcon, or over the Falcon rather, because it's so tall. All you need is height. You don't need width. Something like the gunship, you need width and like length. It's a crazy thing to display. Same thing with the Venator. You need like a lot of space. This, you just need height and length, but it's super thin, so it's gonna be really easy to display. I'll show you some pictures of what it looks like right now. It's really easy to display, and I think that's why I really love this model. It's one of the main reasons I love it. And $850 is a tough pill to swallow. There is no doubt that $850 is not expensive. It is the highest of high quality for a Lego set, for a Lego model. I personally think that this is worth it, but I am not telling you that is worth it. That's my opinion. You need to decide for yourself. Does this look like $850? Does it feel like $850? Does the interior, does all of the features, the 9 figures, everything, make it feel like $850 worth of your money? Now, the best way to do this, best way to buy this is with insider points, during double insider points, with some promos, and probably Black Friday. So Black Friday might be the best time to buy this. However, it is retiring, so I would act fast. So I personally think so, but that is all on you. So I would just be aware of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the review. My final thoughts have been exceeded. This is the best Lego Star Wars set ever. I am so glad I idealized it. It is so freaking amazing that this is not me like shilling for Lego. This is me being genuine. I freaking love this set. I am so happy to have in my collection so soon before it's retiring, but I'm freaking glad that I have it. This is something that I will be keeping for the rest of my life, and even if I get rid of everything else in my Lego collection other than that Venator over there and probably the gunship, this is definitely something I will be keeping and that I will never sell, and like probably put in like a glass case. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, but this is by far my favorite set of all time. I'm so happy that I have it. It is just incredible. I hope y'all really enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.